Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome back to 1-0. Thank you very much for joining me for a special video on the channel. And there's a huge couple of weeks coming up for the Socceroos. The World Cup qualifiers are upon us. Socceroos play Japan this Thursday and the next week up against Saudi Arabia. It is both of them are a must-win game for the Socceroos to qualify for the next World Cup. And it pains me if we don't. I pray that we do. I hope the World Cup is the best thing. We can still go through on the qualifiers and all that sort of stuff, but you want to go through from the top two in your group. Now, as you saw by the thumbnail and the title, we've got three strikers, three very good strikers in my opinion, that are now available for the Socceroos number 9 position. We've got Bruno Fornaroli, who you've missed it in the news. He's now an Australian citizen. He can play for the Socceroos, and I think that's awesome. Finally, I get to cheer Bruno Fornaroli. All this time, I've had to not like him. I've always respected him, but as a City player, he's annoying. As a Victory fan, and he was at City, now he's at Perth. I'm glad I can finally support Bruno Fornaroli. We've also got Nick D'Agostino, who, as a Victory fan, I've loved watching him. I think he pressures the ball. I think the fans absolutely love him. He non-stop running. He's kept Maggiotta out the team, which he was that Italian import that we brought in. D'Agostino has been brilliant. Jamie McLaren, on the other hand, we know what he's like. He's one of the best. He could go down as one of the best A-League strikers of history. In top 5, most definitely. He's one of the best Socceroos strikers, one of the best Aussie strikers we've had in many, many years, since Tim Cahill, some would say. Now, run you through some stats. Nick D'Agostino in 15 matches has scored 7 goals. Jamie McLaren in 18 games has scored 12 goals. Bruno Fornaroli in 15 games has scored 7 goals, same as Nick D'Agostino. Now, all these three strikers have obviously got the pros and cons. I think D'Agostino is a new wave coming through, playing in the Olympics for the Olyroos. Jamie McLaren is the now. He's the top goal scorer. He scores goals for fun. He's J-Mac. He's a gun. He's a machine. And then there's Bruno Fornaroli, who's coming to the end of his career, but can still offer so much more for the Socceroos team. And it's only a benefit that he is now eligible to play for Australia and that he is part of the squad. Now, I'm going to run you through who I personally think and how I think the Socceroos should set up this striker position, because I think Nick D'Agostino needs to be involved. And I think something we need to do with the Socceroos, and so many national teams, people say the same thing. We have to base it off form. And I know I say you have to base it off form and who's hot at the moment. And Jamie McLaren has scored the most goals out of these three strikers. I think D'Agostino's confidence is so high where it'd be silly not to use him. The same way I think Fornaroli's probably excitement and with the home sort of crowd and all this sort of stuff, I think it'd be silly not to use Fornaroli. But at the same time, I think it'd be silly not to use McLaren, because he's probably the best goal scorer in the team and probably the best finisher we have. So personally, if I was in charge, and like everything, it's my personal opinion, but I really want you to drop it down in the comments down below who you think you should start. The Socceroos clearly need to do something different. It clearly hasn't worked. We clearly need something to spice it up a bit. And I think Nick D'Agostino, assuming we've got to start one striker, I think Nick D'Agostino should start for the Socceroos on Thursday night against Japan. I think D'Agostino's pressure off the ball is superb. I think he's got the youth legs and the youth energy in him. He's got to be excited on the Socceroos, on the biggest stage of them all. Yes, the occasion might get to him a little bit, but D'Agostino is not fazed by that. We saw him on the Melbourne Derby the other day. He got stuck into Scott Jamieson. He's tough. He loves it. He's not a shy kid. But what does that mean for Jamie McLaren? Is it fair to bench him? I think deep down, Graham Arnold obviously starts Jamie McLaren. But I really, really, really just want to see something different. Whether D'Agostino maybe shifts out wide, maybe we use that pressure on the left wing or the right wing, that could possibly be a shout. But I'd love to see D'Agostino start. I think it'd be a bit of a missed opportunity, because he is in form. He's got his confidence up, but Jamie McLaren is almost too good to have on the bench, which is why I propose my second idea. McLaren starts. Let McLaren start. And this is what I think will be most likely. McLaren starts. He's our best goal scorer in the team, best goal scorer in the country. McLaren starts as the game progresses. We need a goal. D'Agostino comes on. I'd personally take him off for McLaren. Put D'Agostino for McLaren on. Bruno Fornaroli is also involved in that substitution. D'Agostino, I think personally, will get shifted out wide, and Bruno Fornaroli will play in the middle. D'Agostino can then do Fornaroli's running, because Fornaroli He hasn't played international football for a very long time. It's a little bit different to your, and he hasn't really been in this system for a very long time, he's really only been in it for a week with Graham Mardle and the Socceroos. He's still meeting a lot of the players, still, has to play with the likes of Hrstić and all this sort of stuff who we, pretty unfamiliar with. So I don't think we're going to see that much of Bruno Fornaroli against Japan, but I think we'll probably see him off the bench. Now, I think the best way to finalize it, I think the best move would be McLaren starts, although I'd love to see D'Agostino start. I think Jamie McLaren starts. 60th, 70th minute, we're desperate for a goal. I think you make 2 substitutions. Whoever's starting out wide, I think you bring on D'Agostino and Bruno Fornaroli at the same time. And your D'Agostino's instruction is work your backside off. Yeah? D'Agostino, you're going to do Bruno's running. Bruno, you are there to receive the ball at your feet once we win it back and then play. D'Agostino can take a player on. I think Falami could be crucial to bring off the bench as well. But I think focusing on D'Agostino, Fornaroli, and McLaren. I think McLaren, you give us a solid 70, 65 minutes. Fornaroli, come on and you steal the show. D'Agostino, you're going to be the one that really steals the show. You're going to be the one where fans go, you know who actually was pretty good? D'Agostino. I think that's the best possible way, personally, how I would set up for the Socceroos. I think Jamie McLaren is always going to get the start. I think he deserves it. He's been our best striker for the last couple of years. I think he deserves it. But D'Agostino and Fornaroli could be the difference in the Socceroos going to the World Cup. I agree. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you're watching on Instagram, let me know as well. I think it's huge. Do the Socceroos win? I'm not too sure. But we can, fingers crossed, we can pray. Come on, you Socceroos. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching. This has been 1-0. I'm Costa. I'm going to see you guys next week or whenever for another video. Come on, the Socceroos. Let's hope we get the dub. Deuces.